Yeah, you're the first one. I didn't plug my. That's okay. I didn't plug my computer in. And so it was going like all morning on battery, and then all of a sudden at like 11, I don't know, 11:20, something like that. It was like low battery, and I was like, no, I don't need that. We're gonna take it with me. So I'm like, oh well, I guess I'll just have to take power cord. So I have a heavy and a light, and then I have a pretty strong band, but obviously that's like personal preference. Sure. I know it is, and I didn't think about this, but it's Dairy Queen Day. So they go to Dairy Queen on Wednesday. So I'm like, well, it's fine. Her brain is improved. Yeah, but she's like, we'll survive. All right, let's get started. See who shows up. We have a heavyweight, a lightweight, and we have a band. So we are going to start your preference down on the mat. We're going to start with some core activation. You find yourself in a seated position, taking a nice big deep breath. And then as you let yourself roll backwards, using your core to slowly let yourself all the way down to your mat. Finding your feet about shoulder width apart. On your next big exhale, really want to engage that core. So as you exhale, feel your rib cage kind of shift down. So your ribs, the lower ribs are in line with the top of your sit bones. Feeling that belly button kind of go in and down. Your full core is a big manager, so you're really like managing the pressure within, and then slowly start adding, picking that foot up off the ground, alternating from side to side, really just working on that brain work connection right now. Making sure you can activate those really deep transverse abdominals, deep core muscles that kind of keep our waistline cinched in and help keep us upright throughout the day. Remembering to breathe as we go through this. And then as you exhale, if you ever need to just reset the exhale, it's a really good opportunity to engage with those deep core muscles. As you push all that air out, really feel or be able to get those muscles to activate. And then the trick is to hold on to them. Can you hold on to it as you continue to breathe and you continue to facilitate the movement? Watching a video the other day on just like tips and tricks on how to like really engage those deep core muscles. And some of them use a balloon, blowing into a balloon. And then some of them were like putting a straw or putting even a pen in your mouth. Really made you have to like focus on that exhale. It was shockingly hard to do. I really like the balloon, but then I would have to be able to like find a bunch of balloons. And I'm like, well, you could do a pen, but you'd have to be like, you have to bring your own sanitized pen from your set to put in your mouth. Girl. Those. Okay. Grab one, so yeah, I put down. Yeah, so that we have any in our cafeteria. Right, if you would like to add a little challenge here, we have both feet at the top. You can very slow and controlled drop them down to the ground. keeping that core activated the entire time, keeping that low back gently pressed against the mat, kind of keeping all those things together, but making them a little bit harder. If this is too hard, just go with alternating foot drops or like what we were doing for just picking feet up off the ground. This is a nice little additional challenge. Carl should be doing this, especially if he thinks he's gonna run the 25K. We can't let him skimp out on his core exercises ever now. Are you doing the 25K, Juliana?
I'm still barely running.
Okay. Not that you should skimp out on your core exercises, but
Not this year.
I'm not gonna be able to this year.
And next big one will be.
Oh, so you got till the fall. You got the time.
Sydney, briefly by the summer. Training start. We also,
There you go. That's perfect.
hopefully injury free and all that kind of stuff.
Right? No more injuries. My goal for today was I went and ran a mile on the treadmill because we used to have such like so much on and off sickness and already get sick and we get sick and then it's like a back and forth thing. I'm like, I'm gonna run 1 mile. That's where I have to be for a while. Well, fine. We'll deal with it. It's better than nothing. All right, we're gonna plant both feet down on the ground. Again, we're kind of coordinating our breath with the movement as we rise up into a bridge. We're gonna go really slow, and in this bridge, really try to focus on keeping our hips tucked under. So the bridge is good for our backside and our glutes, getting them engaged, but we're also still incorporating the core movement and the breathing along with it, just more mindful breathing. So I'm not counting how many he's doing. I just watch them nice and slow and controlled, really focusing on feeling all the things, feeling the core being engaged, feeling the glutes and drive those hip bones up towards the ceiling. Keeping your feet nice and flat down on the ground, feeling that 3 points of contact, feel at both sides of the foot. Or big toe, but not big toe like digging into the ground, just like big toe and then like. Feel. Slowly using our core, bringing ourselves up to a seated position. You're going to go from, so this is a fun one. I was reading how this is, partly kind of dictate like how, long you live and stuff like that. I don't know that's 100% true. But can you get up off the ground without using your hands? That is the exercise. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get back down on your knee, onto your knee, and let yourself sit back down on the ground without using your hands. So that is the exercise. I'm not watching to see how graceful it is. I don't really care. But can you do it? Is the thing.
Perhaps.
So some people have enough flexibility in their heel. Yeah, there you go. So like in their Achilles and in that area to be able to go feet straight. So like what you just did, you did feet straight. Some of us, like I can do it really easily if I cross my feet like that and then I go to standing. When I go back down to sitting, I cross one foot behind the other and then I gently let my backside fall to the ground. You have a mat for protection, So you pick your version. See if you can do a couple. And see if you can carefully let yourself sit back down to the ground. So if you are a parent and you have to do this, getting off the ground, or if you're a grandparent, Carl, and you get down on the ground to play with those kiddos. So when you can also, when you get up, without using your hands, you could shift to your knees and then bring one foot forward and then bring yourself to standing. So these are all kind of different quirky ways that we can
A
work,
lot more flexibility.
that we can work into it. So Carl, you could go
You can get your-
side,
That's easier.
Can't get your center of
much easier.
gravity.
Oh, there we go.
There you got it.
He's got it.
Yeah, that
So-
one seemed easier.
Something that you can practice at home later at your desk. I don't care. I do weird things at my desk. I don't think anyone really seems to notice anymore. So trying
That's
to
why
do,
they stuck you in the back.
yeah, that's probably why they put me in the bag. Trying to do this without your hands though. So supposedly people live longer, the longer you can get yourself off the ground without using your hands. And I must say,
People live longer.
They
Fewer falls you take.
yeah, because you won't fall, you'll just have a better, stronger base. And I must say, my grandpa is 83 and he was going down to get Aria off the floor like this, and I was very impressed. Not a lot of 83-year-olds can do that. Along those same lines, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of fold them together. So we're going to one-legged reach to the ground. And then one-legged reach to the ground on the other side. And if you need something to balance on, you can grab the ball, grab a stick over here on the wall, or just don't lean over so far. And then we're gonna take both legs. We're gonna walk ourselves out because part of staying stronger would mean, we can still do a push-up. So on your knees or on your toes, we're gonna add that little push-up. And then we're gonna come up to plank, holding in a nice strong plank. So we're gonna walk our hands back towards our feet, just incorporating a little bit of flexibility in there with that walk back. And then again, we're gonna alternate, trying to balance on one leg, reaching forward. Woo! And if you want it to be more stable, you're gonna come back here on the hard ground. I didn't mention that. If you want it to be more tippy, stand on your mat. It would be a lot more tippy. Both sides, and then together we'll walk yourselves forward. Push up from your knees or from your toes. And then up into a nice, strong plank, core is engaged. And then walking ourselves back up. And getting a nice stretch off the back side of our legs. Let's try that one more time. Get a nice single leg reach on both sides. You might find one side is definitely, or maybe a little more balanced than the other. All kind of that. Walking ourselves forward again, down into that push up. And then into that plank. Holding that nice strong plank. This time you're going to stay down at the bottom. Choose your push-up position on your toes or on your knees, and we are going to do 10 push-ups. So you can go at your pace, 10 push-ups. And then when you have 10, you're just going to shift into all fours. And you will start alternating side to side, arm and leg extension. That core should be engaged for balance. You should feel your glute as you raise that leg up, getting a little in the shoulder. That's just kind of a nice little bonus. Using the mirror to check your posture. Our back should not be arched or sagging. then go ahead, child's pose. You can go knees closed or knees together, sitting back, trying to press those hip bones down towards your heels, feeling a nice stretch, pressing your hands into your mat if you need to get a little bit more into that upper back. Bringing it back forward from your toes or from your knees, your choice. 10 more push-ups. Go ahead, count them on your own. When you've got your 10 push-ups done, you're going to shift onto all fours and start alternating again from side to side, opposite arm to opposite leg, staying nice and stable in your middle. No arching or rounding up the back. Your leg might not come up super high depending on your flexibility. Going ahead, knees together or knees wide, sitting back in a nice relaxing child pose. Back up one more time from your knees or from your toes. You choose 10 push-ups. Go ahead, count some out for yourself. And then once you've got your 10 push-ups, shifting up onto all fours and alternating side to side. And we'll take one more with a child's pose. You pick how you want to do it. Knees together or knees apart. Sitting back, breathing nice and deep. And just enjoying that nice little stretch. Then go ahead, turn yourself around, and find yourself in a seated position on your mat. I'm just gonna scoop my weights a little bit closer here so that I can grab them easily. I'm gonna start with my heavier pair. Nothing too crazy here. We are just gonna do a chest press. Kind of wake up some of those upper body muscles from sitting in our chairs so much. So we're gonna go for 10 chest presses. And then what I'm gonna do, once I've got 10, I'm just gonna set down one of my weights. I'm gonna bring those legs up. I'm going to reach that weight up towards my toes. Carefully setting your feet back down once you get to this. Grab that weight again. And more chest presses. And carefully set one weight down the side. Bring those legs up towards the ceiling and reaching that weight up towards the When you get to 10, we're gonna do that chest press one more time. Round number 3. One more time, gently setting that weight down. Feet up towards the ceiling and reaching those hands towards those toes for 10. Very nice. We did 3 of that one, carefully bringing ourselves all the way up. We are going to stand up for the next one. I'm going to take my weights with me. So we got a nice set of light weights here and heavy weights. So we're going to use the heavy weight to practice our hinging, and we're going to use the lighter weights for our arms. So bringing those arms out in front of you, all you're going to do is tip that weight over, but telling how heavy of a weight you picked, your arms are going to get tired. Take a peek at yourself in the mirror. What are your shoulders doing? As you get tired, are they like inching up towards your ears? Oh, mine do that so bad. They inch towards the ears. Try and stand up nice and straight. We're trying to go lean back as we get going, and as we get tired, some other muscles like to join into the party there. And then bringing those shoulders up. And have a little windshield wiper action going on here. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, carefully set those down nearby. Grab your heavier weight, 1 weight or 2 weights, your choice. If you're going to use the mirror to check your posture, we are just going to practice our hinging. So we're going to do 10 of these, and I want them to be really good. So you're only going to go as far forward as what you can stay in control. So watch your back in the mirror. Where's your ending point? It's going to be different for each of us. Some of us might get our, weights all the way down to our feet before our back starts to arch, and some of us just maybe like, right by our knees or even our top of our thighs. Really making sure that that hinge is happening at the hip, so that when we go do heavier weights or stuff in life, like, I don't know, groceries, we don't get injured. Or car seats, or dogs, putting your dog in the car, normal stuff like that. Let's do 2 more really good ones since I really got talking and I lost count. And I just like practicing hinging. I think it's just so good. Grabbing that set of lighter weights, this time, you're gonna bring those weights together and just squeeze behind you. So squeezing those shoulder blades together. Oh, it's such a small movement and it doesn't take much, but it hurts. Again, kind of the same thing applies. Wash those shoulders. They like to creep towards the ears as we get tired. You feel that pinch in between the shoulder blades. Maybe it gets tight really quickly. I'm messing too much today. Oh, I don't have that problem. Oh, I do. Over 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to take those hands and you're going to serve them up and bring them back. So you're kind of bringing a tray out in front of you and then you're pulling it back. Again, trying to keep shoulders out of the ears as you raise those arms forward. Two more really good ones. Our arms are starting to get tired. Joanna went with the 5-pounders. I just went with the 3-pounders. Especially if we're really starting to feel it into our neck or in our shoulders, then we can take a little break because we're maybe not doing it with proper form anymore. Let's go one more time, practicing that hinge. So with 1 or 2 weights, using the mirror to check your posture. Let's do 10 really good hinges forward. Standing up nice and tall at the end of our hinge, not leaning back. Our core should keep us nice and straight and aligned. So it's like ears, shoulders, hips, heels, kind of all lined up. And 10-ish. Very nice. Carefully setting your weights down to the side. We will do one quick little stretch. Walking ourselves out, feeling that stretch behind your leg, and then kind of shifting into downward dog. So hips are about feet are a bit hip width apart. Hip bones are going up towards the ceiling. Head is between your elbows. Heels are going down to the ground and not touching the ground. That's all right. Nice pyramid right about now. Feeling that stretch the backside of your legs. Maybe even feeling a little strengthening happening in your shoulders. Then taking one knee, floating it forward in between your hands into pigeon. Staying nice and stacked on that knee. We all have different levels of flexibility here. Going down to your hands or even flat out on the floor. If your hip lets you go there, you just kind of pick which one's going to work for you, or staying up here on your hands. There's nothing wrong with that. Breathing into that stretch, maybe as you relax and breathe into it, they'll let you go a little bit further. This is a good one too, to do by your desk, since we sit a lot, kind of opening up those hips, bringing some mobility back into there. You're just gonna come up to your hands, tuck that toe under, shift into plank, just so that you can switch sides, bring that other knee through, staying up on your hands, going down to your elbow, going flat out on the ground. You kind of pick where you're at for today. You might find, hey, this side's tighter, this side's looser. Just kind of acknowledge where your body's at today. I switched to my left side and this side's tight. Always got to be the stinker. Oh, taking a few nice deep breaths. I like to do, like if you're doing stretching, I think a really nice way to count it out instead of time is just to count it out by like 5 to 10 nice deep breaths. Give you time to kind of get into the stretch and relax a little bit. And as always, please feel free to continue to stretch and strengthen or do cardio or whatever it is you need to do today. And have a good rest of your day. And let me know how you like Wednesdays.
Get